Okay, in this video we are going to talk about normality. So in order to check the normality of a set of scores, the literature tells us that we can use Kolmogorov-Smirnov or Shapiro-Wilk tests. Okay, there are some other techniques and I'm going to mention one of them beside Kolmogorov-Smirnov and Shapiro-Wilk. But first of all, let us remind you selecting cases. We are going to narrow down the data in order to have a normal distributions, for example, because you may increase your chance of finding that. And in order to narrow down the data, which means that we are going to select some cases, let's narrow down the data regarding math scores. The scores in between, let's say 5 and 14. This is my decision. I just randomly decide on that. Okay. So when I say continue and then followed by OK, it means that I focused on the students that got mathematical scores in between 5 and 14. Let's check if it is true. Yes. For example, this is not selected, as you see. The score is 9. Yeah, it's in between 5 and 14. But this is omitted because it's 25, the math scores, which is out of the range. It's not in between 5 and 14. It exceeds 14, for example. Okay. In order to run a test, a non-normality or normality test, you first click on Analyze and then click on Descriptives followed by Explore. Let me reset that. I would like to test the normality of social studies test. The scores coming from the social studies subtest. Well, in order to do that, afterward you click on plots and then check normality plots with tests. Continue. Okay, let me check the output. Yes. Well, you have to just focus on this table, which is called tests of normality. Well, the literature tells us that either Kolmogorov-Smirnov or Shapiro-Wilk test works like that. First, you check the p-value, which is here, for example, for Kolmogorov-Smirnov, the p-value is 0.013. And the p-value for, Shapiro-Wilk test is 0.318. Well, again, the literature tells us that if those p-values are less than 0.05, then you can say that the distribution is normal. Normal means the distribution is perfectly symmetrical. But if those p-values, either in Kolmogorov-Smirnov or Shapiro-Wilk test, are greater than 0.05, then you say the distribution is normal. This is a check. Okay? This is a ready-to-use kind of test. Okay? But here, as you see, Kolmogorov-Smirnov value is less than 0.05, but the p-value coming from Shapiro-Wilk test is about 0.05. So I know that literature tells us that Shapiro-Wilk is more precise, and you can focus on that with any size of samples. Okay? But anyway, I would like to use another technique to be sure. So what is that technique? It's going to be in the next video. Thank you.